The Arch Manning hype train is leaving the station. Now notice, we are not on that hype train because we're trying to be responsible about this whole thing, okay? And I know if you're a Texas fan, that's probably where you fall on this whole deal. You're like, I hear that Arch Manning is going to be awesome. I got Vegas telling me he's going to be the number one pick in next year's NFL draft. All that is cool, but what are we actually getting from Arch Manning? Glad you asked. We're here to break it down. We're not here to give extra hype. We're not here to give extra accolades and praise before they're due. I think Arch Manning is going to be really good. But I want to tell you, if you're a Texas fan or a college football fan in general, what I think you can actually expect from him when you sit down on Saturdays and watch that very first game when Texas rolls into Columbus and what you can see from number 16 pulling the trigger back there for you. Going to take a quick deep dive into Arch Manning's actual game. How about that? Talking actual football when it comes to Arch Manning. Not just hyping up the last name or what he's going to be in terms of the NFL stuff. Like, we're talking actual football right now. So before we do that, make sure you are subscribed to College Football. Nothing but college football year-round. If you're a Texas fan and you want some honest assessment around your quarterback for next year, welcome home. It's college football, nothing but college football. Make sure, again, you are subscribed. So, Arch Manning, the first thing that jumps out, dude, he's got some baller to him. Like, everyone talks about the athleticism and the mobility, and all that probably is baked into this discussion. But seeing Arch Manning last season in garbage time and those couple of starts that he got when Quinn Ewers was down, he's 6'4", 225, got the 4.6 40 to him, but like he actually utilizes that as a playmaker. It's not just, oh, Arch Manning does that at a combine or Arch Manning could do that in practice. The play breaks down, and he does a great job of keeping that second play alive. And that's not to knock what Quinn Ewers was last year, but with Arch Manning, that athleticism, the playmaking ability, the creativity, he's got a lot of what I just said. He's got some baller to him, man. Like, I think whenever the play breaks down, as opposed to holding your breath of like, oh no, what's happening right now? I think if you're a Texas fan, you should feel a lot more like, okay, the play is broken down, but this is honestly a spot where, 16 could potentially thrive. So I love that about him. Also, what we said before with the athleticism, think about, Steve Sarkisian having something else in his bag here with the design quarterback run game. You now, I think more than, at least since Casey Thompson was at Texas, which is a bit of a pull, you can now actually get into 3rd and 3 and say, could call quarterback power here, could call read option here, could call quarterback, outside zone here, whatever it looks like. I'm not here to tell Sark how to call his offense, but to even have that as something you have to worry about as a defense, advantage Texas. Anytime you stack the deck in Sark's favor with another play he can call on 3rd down, advantage Texas, because you got one of the best play callers in the sport calling the shots for you, and Steve Sarkisian. So in addition to that, I think the flavor of Texas football, as we've said many times on this show, will be run first. You got a great stable of backs, dude. Wisner's back, C.J. Baxter, it sounds like is trending towards being healthy again for 2025, which is a massive addition for Texas. They're going to be run first. Oh, by the way, what I just said, 16 can run the football for you too, so that's good. You have that run game that I would say, again, physical, run-first attitude, but you pair that with what I think Arch does really well, which is push the ball downfield, man. You talk to people over at Inside Texas, our Texas On 3 site, and the reports are out of that Arch Manning likes to throw the deep ball. And last year, some of it might have been Quinn Ewers and how healthy he was or wasn't, but never totally felt like there was that completely unlocked, unbridled version of what the Texas offense was supposed to be. Yes, they still scored a lot of points, and yeah, they still ran the football pretty well, but there was never that, what I would call, exclamation mark to the offense. You'd set it up, and then Texas would kind of almost felt like play with their food for a while, but they never totally pulled away from teams, maybe as much as they should have a year ago. I think you'll have more of that at your disposal because of what I just said. I think now when you set teams up with how you run the football, Arch Manning and his skill set to uncork it deep with a Ryan Wingo, with a DeAndre Moore, with a Mosley transferring over from Stanford. Like, you got some real downfield juice and a quarterback that specializes in maximizing that downfield juice with his arm talent. So I can't wait to watch that. I think that's going to be a massive differentiating factor when you watch this Texas offense in 2025 compared to what it was a season ago. So maybe right in line with that observation of Arch Manning's game, it's not just the deep ball for me, it's the different almost speed of throw, if that's the right way to phrase it, from Arch Manning to what Quinn Ewers was last year. And I want to be very clearly, we are a pro Quinn Ewers show on this operation. We think Quinn Ewers did a lot of good things last year for Texas, especially finding out he did it last year with a half an oblique. Like, Props to Quinn Ewers. But the way that Arch Manning almost drives the football downfield, not just the deep ball stuff, but like the intermediate stuff. A lot of times watching Quinn Ewers throw the ball last year, maybe some of it was the oblique, it was almost like he was feathering the football in there or just kind of, placing the football in there. And when it worked, it was special, dude. Like the throw to Matthew Golden to keep the game alive against Arizona State, a couple of throws to, I think it might have been, I forget which back exactly. Maybe it was Blue against A&M, forgetting exactly. But corner of the end zone, just drops it in a bucket. Like, he was special at those kind of throws. But Arch Manning, I think, is going to have a lot more when he throws the football. The Greg McElroy, the Herbstreit, whoever's on the call will say things like, man, Manning let that one go. Man, Manning ripped that one in there. Manning had a laser. Like, he kind of has that velocity to it when you watch him throw the football and what he was a season ago. That's different than what Texas has had. So how does that show itself in Texas's game plan? Remains to be seen. But with how Sark runs the RPO stuff, it happens very quickly. Like those windows to throw to in the RPO game against good defenses, they close up quick, fast, in a hurry. So to have a definitive sort of way to get the football to your playmakers, I think that's going to be, again, another advantage to Texas, another advantage to the game, and another thing that Sark can take advantage of. So it's not just the skill set. It's not just the mobility. To me, it's also like he plays confident. And we've said this for a while on this show. If you're a Texas fan, while it's, I think, probably responsible to hold some expectations around that last name Manning a little bit loosely and give him some runway to develop and all those things, I think it's also extremely fair to expect more of Arch Manning than the average first-year starter. Not because of the last name, but because of the fact he's a first-year starting quarterback that got to sit behind Quinn Ewers for a couple of years and see it done at a high level. Arch Manning is a true throwback in the world of college football right now. How many times have you seen a five-star in the last 3 years sit on the bench for more than a season? It doesn't happen anymore. Why? Because if I'm not playing, I got to go get mines. I got to go start somewhere tomorrow. I got to go help my draft stock, all those things. Credit Arch Manning. Credit his camp around him to say, you know what? No, we came to Texas to develop. We came here to be under Steve Sarkisian and to learn from him. He's done that now for the last couple of years. Okay, now we go. You've sat with the playbook. You've seen it done. Now we go. So I think the confidence from how he's wired, plus the confidence of being able to prepare behind closed doors for a while now, is going to serve him well. So great expectations, not hype. That's irresponsible, but expectations around Arch Manning, they can and will be high. And we're going to hold those loosely until we get to actually see it on the football field against Ohio State in week 1. But I'll tell you what, a lot to be excited about. The skill set, the confidence, the arm talent, all those things get me excited for Texas in 2025, in addition to everything else they have on the roster, which we've talked about on this show at great lengths. So again, Texas fans, make sure you're subscribed. Not the last time we talk about your football team. Not the last time we talk about your quarterback. We'll talk about your recruiting here in the future. So if you're a college football sicko, if you're a Texas fan that want more content around your football team, make sure you're locked in to the On3 YouTube channel. Best way to be locked in, of course, by being subscribed. For Cato on the ones and twos, for myself, JD PicKell, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.